Okay, people, as films are a bit light this week, I decided to go back and check out Queenpins. It recently hit Amazon Prime, and I'd been thinking about checking it out, so it seemed, yeah, kind of seemed like the time. Alright, so it is um, written and directed by Aaron Goudet and Geeta Polapili. Right, so it's produced by Linda McDroff and Nikki Weinstock. Okay, executive produced by Ben Stiller. We have got cinematography from Andrew Wardell. It's edited by Kayla Emter. Music is from Sidhafara Kuzla. Her. I think I butchered those names, people. Woo! And it is starring Kirsten Bell as Connie Kaminsky. We have got Joe McHale as her husband, Rick Kaminsky. Her best friend is Jojo Johnson, played by Kirby Howell-Baptiste. We also have Jojo's auntie is played by Greta Oglesby. She plays Mama Josie. We then have got Paul Walter Hauser as Ken Miller, a internal investigator for a superstore, and Vince Vaughn plays Simon Kilmurray, a postal inspector. There is BB Rexha, who plays Tempe Tina. Earl, who is played by Deo Ekenyi, who is a postal officer. Nick Cavasetti plays Captain Payne. Michael Massini plays Agent Harris. Eduardo Franco plays Greg, a supermarket teller. Paul Rust plays Albert Anderson. Mark Evan Jackson plays Dr. Gerard. Lydia Porto plays Mrs. Flores. We've got Jack McBrayer plays Agent Park. Annie Mumolo plays Crystal. And Stephen Root plays Agent Flanagan. Okay, so the gist of the story is this. Dejected and frustrated suburban housewife Connie Kaminsky has followed the conventional life path set out for her by society ever since she was young. Her sacrifices have never been appreciated, and she has been overlooked by her husband Rick, her loved ones, and the rest of society. Alienated by an uninspiring existence, Connie joins forces with her best friend Jojo Johnson, and the duo comes up with an illegal coupon club scheme. Connie and Jojo end up scamming large corporations out of millions of dollars. Their ingenious scheme eventually gets too big to remain a secret, attracting the attention of law enforcement authorities who begin to track them down to bring their illegal empire to bear. Leading the investigation are determined US Postal Inspector Simon Kilmurray and hapless loss prevention officer Ken Miller, who both have their own reasons for bringing the scammers to justice. So, yeah, there you have it. I mean, I wouldn't call it an ingenious business. It's definitely not that. And it's not really even a coupon club, right? Because it's not like it has members. They just advertise the thing, and people then bought the coupons. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know how you call that a club. That's a bit odd. So the film is actually based on true events, right? This actually happened. You know, a woman did scam. I think it's like $40 billion. You know what I mean? From these large corporations, which kind of isn't that much. You know what I mean? When you figure in um like the money these corporations have. Now it's straight illegal. It's definitely straight illegal, people. But yeah, it's when you factor everything in, it's just like, okay. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. Like, okay, so we start off, right, like a lot of films, kind of at the end, and then it's like, oh, huh, oh, yeah, this is crazy. I should probably start off somewhere else, right? Let's take you back to the beginning. And that's what happens. And we're introduced to Connie and her tough life. Which isn't really a tough life. I mean, the film isn't shot that bad. The film, like, it's shot well, you know. It's just the story itself that is a bit like, I don't know. You don't. For me, I'm not enamored to any of the characters, you know. And listen, I think one of the biggest comparisons to this, you could probably say, is Wall of Wall Street, right? I think most people saw Wall of Wall Street. Wall? Wolf. Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, there you go. And that, we followed a bunch of assholes. None of those people were good people, but you were kind of gripped because of just the shenanigans, the ghoul of these motherfuckers, the things the alcohol, the hookers, just the craziness, right? They were degenerates and they were just pulling this shit off, and you're like, what the fuck? But the big thing about that was no one was played like a good guy, right? You knew these were fucking assholes. Yeah, you knew they were straight up doing illegal bullshit. They knew it. They're not trying to fool anyone or themselves. It's just, fuck it. We found loopholes, or, let's just exploit this motherfucker because no one is gonna catch us. You know what I mean? And that was the thing with that. Now, with Queenpins, we are, they try to sell these two characters, Connie and Jojo, as being, you know, against the ropes. Like, what else could these poor ladies do? The struggle. And you look at it and it's just like, there's plenty of things. I mean, Connie could have got a job. I mean, Jojo could have used Connie in her job, right? Because she's trying to sell this makeup. And as we see, from the film, right, there were people that would have bought it, but because of, a situation that happened with her, she got scammed by Tempe Tina, so her credit was fucked. But it's just like, there's ways around that. Use your best friend. You need to set up the credit card. Like, and that's the problem. Like, you look at it and you're like, there was shit these people could do. So I don't buy that this is the only thing we can do, right? This is as good as it can get. Because it wasn't. It wasn't that, right? Like her husband Rick, he's an IRS inspector, you know what I mean? And that was the big thing. Like they had a good job, right? And also they spent monies on IVF. So it's just like, ugh. And listen, I understand. People want kids, blah, 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 blah. But you can't have kids. Oh, oh well. Adopt, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you are looking at some of the worst shit that could happen, that doesn't even make the top motherfucking 10. So if you're trying to give this as a reason why, oh, someone has to resort to crime. Oh no. Be like, fuck you. Like, the reasonings just weren't there. And so when you're trying to then go, oh, this, oh, what else could, it's just, you're not with it, right? You're not riding for these motherfuckers. I think that's one of the big things, right? That now we get a bit of an explanation for some of the disconnect between Connie and Rick, which, it's a thing, postnatal depression, and people finding coping mechanisms to get past a situation. That's a thing, for real. But we don't have them exploring therapy or just anything else. So again, you wonder about that, and there's no real chemistry between Mikhail or Bell. So like, all of that just feels a bit like, ugh. And they never, and the big thing as well, it's not like it said, oh, they're in financial difficulties. That's not even a thing either. So why the fuck do they do this shit? You know what I mean? And so that's a big thing, right? We then just see them act so ridiculous. Like, it's set in the modern times, right? It's set now. So it's not like this is in the 80s or anything like that. So there's the internet, you know. There is the gosh, is it Simon Belfour, right? The dude from Wolf of Wall Street. Is it Simon Belfour? Yeah, I feel it's something Belfour, right? So that was huge news. These motherfuckers would have heard of him, right? They would have heard of all the, just the financial crisis, Occupy Wall Street, just all of these different things that have happened. So, right, and it's just a big plot in most films and TV shows. So it's just the way they went about things. And we're like, oh, dirty money. How do we wash it? Oh, what do we do? Oh, let's just buy. They were told how to not draw attention to themselves, and then they just do shit to draw attention to themselves. right? I think people know the depreciation on a car as soon as it leaves the lot is insane. So yeah, there's just these things that they do, and you're just like, what the fuck, son? This makes no sense. These people are R-worded. You know what I mean? It's just like, what? And then you've got Ken Miller and Simon Kilmurray, and they just play this angle up. This is like your buddy cop situation, as it were. They're not cops, but you feel me, right? But it's what they do in those films, right? They put two unlikely people together, two opposites together. And so it's just meant to be played for jokes. But it's just like there was an incident about taking a shit in a car, and it's just like, what, what is, like, no one's gonna do this shit, right? It doesn't work, right? It doesn't work as a thing, or it's not even funny. Like you mean they were like, oh, let's put a real big fat guy as the guy of the loss preventions. Yeah. Let's make him a virgin. Yeah. It's just like, oh, how can we make this? And it's just like, you're going overboard, man. You're going crazy. You know what I mean? And it's just these incidents and these things, these story plots. I wonder what parts of it happened in real life and what didn't. Because you think squat team kind of overkill, right? Kind of overkill. I just don't buy it, right? A lot of the others, it's hard to buy. You know what I mean? It really is. Like YouTube channels just basically letting cats out bags and all of that. You're kind of scratching your head. You are really kind of scratching your head at just all of this. It's definitely not the worst thing I've seen, but yeah, it just it just kind of feels a little, you know, meh, right? That they're just trying too hard for jokes. You know what I mean? That's really what this kind of seemed like. It is they're really forcing certain issues and being making certain things like over the top and glaringly obvious. Right? So there's no real opportunity for the viewer, I feel, to ride with these people, to kind of get on board and be like, oh man, I kind of feel bad for them, or oh shit, they had to do this, and what else could they do? And just like, no, you're just kind of watching it and you're like, mm, I don't know. Right? I know. Now, huh? Yeah, this is it's a little tough, right? I kind of feel. I mean, there's definitely characters that are underplayed, like BB Rakex's Tempe Tina. Like, you wonder why the fuck, firstly, would they bring her into it. That seems odd. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, you're just a little bit like, fine. But yeah, she doesn't necessarily have that much to do, right? She's not kind of given an opportunity to shine in any way, you know? But hey ho, right? What else? I guess this is just she's a singer, so it's just a little fun to have on the side, right? I imagine. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think if you like, maybe if you enjoyed stuff like Hustlers, um, I think if you like stuff like, I don't know, Couples Retreat, right? Um, the whole bad mums stick, schnick, hmm. Yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, then possibly, right? That I think this works for you. You know, I think that would be it, because it doesn't, as I said, it doesn't do the whole Wolf of Wall Street thing, so it's a bit flimsier. But if you like some of those kind of crazy comedies, then yeah, I think people, Queenpins could be a film for you. It's on Amazon Prime, you know what I mean? So yeah, you can go dip in, see if you like, right? So there you go, people, Queenpins.